Hi everyone, I'm Ragakshi, and today I will be presenting my research on fast fashion and sustainability. And the goal is to help you understand the impact and the change we need to bring. So, to start off with, I will dive into the definition of fast fashion. So, basically, it is seen everywhere from new trends, low prices, fast shipping, and clothes worn only a few times are all examples of fast fashion. While it seems harmless, it has serious environmental and social economic consequences. So, the goal of this presentation is to help students and our community to understand these issues and discover sustainable alternatives that are affordable and realistic. So, why does this matter? As college students, we are major consumers of clothing. Our habits shape the demand curve. Every choice we make, whether buying secondhand, reusing clothes, or supporting ethical brands, help move the industry towards a more sustainable future. So you can make an impact by your decisions. Um, so let's dive into the problems and the hidden costs behind fast fashion. So, as I said earlier, what is fast fashion? It refers to clothing that is produced quickly, cheaply, and in large quantities to keep up with constantly changing trends. Brands release new styles weekly, encouraging frequent purchases and disposable clothing habits. And this has environmental impacts. Number one, pollution. The fashion industry is accountable for 8 to 10% of global carbon emissions, and textile dyeing is one of the world's largest source of water pollution because it just consumes so much of water. Overproduction and waste is another impact. Millions of tons of clothing end up in landfills every year. And synthetic fabrics like polyester shed microplastic into oceans can take centuries to break down. And in some cases, it can also harm the sea animals in the ocean. And reason number three is carbon footprint. Clothing travels through multiple countries during production, starting with fabric in one place, and then goes to sewing, and then goes to packaging, and final shipment is delivered to the consumer. Okay, let's dive into social and ethical impact of this. So, socially, it has unsafe labor conditions. Many fast fashion brands rely on factories that have long hours, low wages, and unsafe environments for workers. And exploitation of workers can also occur in some cases. Workers are often paid below living wage standards, especially in Bangladesh, India, and Vietnam and Cambodia. And human rights violations also occur, such as child labor, forced overtime, and lack of worker protections are still common in garment supply chains. For example, you probably have heard about Zara like tags. The tags on Zara clothes were written like help or had some sort of message that was written from those labor working in such poor condition, and through that messaging, um, it was a way of for us to learn that these kind of things are happening. And I think it really went viral on social media, and then there was a lot of research dive into it. So it was just an example of exploitation of workers, and unsafe labor conditions are real, and big brands such as Zara are part of it. And let's dive into economic impacts. So, there is a throwaway culture, which means that cheap clothing encourages buying more. When you buy something that is cheap, does have low quality, you're gonna end up buying more because that product will not last as long and discarding the cloth faster. So, creating this will create an endless cycle of waste. And reason two is devaluation of craftsmanship. Traditional artments and small fashion makers cannot compete with ultra cheap mass production. And buy again soon business models. So fast fashion profits by convincing consumer that trends expire weekly, leading to unnecessary spending. Okay, so what are the solutions, right? So, first thing we can do is start with sustainable fashion brands. Look for brands that use organic and recycled materials, have transparent supply chains, pay workers fairly, manufacture responsibility. And some of the examples of these brands are Patagonia, which has ethical manufacturing, Alan Fisher recycling program is great, and Trend Tree plants 10 tree per purchase. So I think a little research into where you buy your clothes really can make an impact. Solution number two is thrifting and resale shopping. We learned this in our class, and I think that thrifting does reduce waste and is really budget friendly for especially for students. And we can do this by places such as Goodwill, Plato's Closet, which are like local community thrift stores, and online resale apps like ThreadUp, Poshmark, Depop. And there are benefits to this, which is one, saves money, it prevents clothing waste, and reduces demand for fast fashion. So, okay, third solution is clothing swaps and upcycling. So, clothing swaps are basically organized with friends, clubs, or student groups. Everyone brings clothes and trades for something new. So, I think this is really nice, creative, fun way um, to not buy new clothes, but just trade in or to swap clothes. That way you have something new, yet you're basically recycling, similar to thrifting. And upcycling, so turn old clothes into something creative, crop tops, tote bags, patches, or alternative designs. It just means being more creative and thinking, how can I use this pair of clothing again, or how can I make it used in my daily lifestyle instead of just throwing it away after wearing it one or two times. Okay. Number four solution is mindful consumer habits. So these small habits make a bigger difference. And we can start with buying fewer but higher quality items, which can last longer than you having to buy something new every week or every month. Research brand before buying, because as I said earlier, um, brands do have an environmental impact, and you should be considerate about the waste that it all goes in, all the negative impact it has. Take care of clothes by washing cold and line drying, and repair damaged items instead of just throwing them away. Avoid impulse purchases and trend chasing. Okay, solution fifth is easy changes for students. So build a capsule wardrobe, rent outfits for special events, use camper buy sell trade groups, try no buy months, which can actually help, and share clothes with roommates or friends. Okay, and here I have my resources. Okay. And let's talk about community action. Oh, sorry. So these resources are actually for everyone to look into. I think it's really helpful to learn more about the impacts that it has and how we can help better understand and make real change into our lifestyle. So I'd highly recommend if you check out these videos, the True Cost documentary about fast fashion, Tech Talk, You Are What You Wear, and DW documentary on fast fashion and waste, and tools for sustainable shopping. Good on You app, rates fashion brands, remake.world, activism and sustainability, education, they support that, encourage that, and done good marketplace for ethical brands. So if you do get time, please check it out. I think it can um, help you know a little bit more about it, and it's really interesting. So you should definitely check it out. And let's talk about community action. So how the Stockton community can help make this change, right? So here are a few things we can do on campus for sustainability ideas. We can organize clothing swaps through clubs or housing communities, host thrift pop up events, create a sustainable fashion Instagram or TikTok series specifically to the Stockton community, promote local thrift stores to students, and partner with Stockton Office of Sustainability for a campaign. We could also try local thrift stores near Stockton. So, maybe like a tour to Goodwill in Egg Harbor Township, Plato's Closet Means Landing, local community church thrift stores, online student marketplace groups. And social media is big thing for our generation especially. So we should bring social media awareness by sharing knowledge about ethical shopping, posting upcycling tutorials, showing thrift hauls, and highlighting sustainable brands. And finally, here comes reflection. So from what I have learned from this project is completing this project really did open my eyes to how big the fast fashion problem truly is. I used to think cheap clothing was harmless and very convenient, but through my research, I actually learned that it comes with a huge environmental damage and the labor exploitation that happens in poor developing countries and waste behind the industry that end up in landfills. Understanding the human cost, especially the unsafe working conditions and unfair wage, impacted me the most. I also learned that sustainability does not mean being perfect. Even small actions like buying secondhand, thrifting, taking care of clothes, and choosing mindful habits can make a real difference. As students, we have more power than we think because our buying choices do influence demand in the fashion industry. So, in conclusion, this project really did teach me how to research responsibly, ev- evaluate sources, and turn information into something that I can help the Stockton community with. And I hope this website inspire you to rethink your shopping habits and choose more sustainable options. Thank you.